Welcome to Monday Stuff from YourMovieFriend.com for the week of February 18th, 2013. I'm Aaron, taking you through all the inside news, the outside news, the stuff from yous, and of course all the reviews that are upcoming in this next week. We'll start with the inside news. Here's what I want to do, something new. I take very seriously the idea of Your Movie Friend and being a friend who goes and sees all the movies so that you don't have to. But if you actually had a friend, I mean, I'm sure you do have a friend, actually. But if you had a friend who went and saw every movie like me, and you had a question about a movie, what would you do? You'd text them, right? Well, I want you to do that to me. I'm going to put my actual cell phone number out there on all of my stuff, on all the reviews. You'll start seeing it there as well. If you've got a question when you're thinking about a movie, a question like, hey, which of these two movies do you think would be better for me to see? Or, hey, I've got a 12-year-old and I'm just wondering, is this movie appropriate for them? Those very specific personal questions. I want to be that source in your life. Just send me a text. I'll text you back as soon as I can with the answer. And it'll be interesting to see how this goes this year. It's a little bit of trepidation. I mean, that's a big thing, making my cell phone completely public. I do have some ways to block numbers if it comes to that. Or, you know, I will screen my calls. I won't necessarily answer every call. But as far as text goes, if you've got a question, make sure and text me. That number is 828-414-1410. And yes, that is my actual cell phone number. And yes, please text me when you have a question about movies. As far as the outside news goes, Pixar news, which you may see here every once in a while. I'm a bit of a Pixar fan, if you couldn't tell. Finding Nemo 2 had some news this week. Albert Brooks is officially signing on. That means now all the principals are in place. Ellen DeGeneres is on. Albert Brooks is on. Andrew Stanton, who directed Finding Nemo, is on. That's all good news, but I'm still a little bit nervous about this. When you cherish a movie like I cherish Finding Nemo, it is literally one of the best 5 movies I've ever seen in my life. It is one of those things where you just kind of go, don't hurt it. Don't ruin my perfect little movie existence. I felt the same way about Toy Story, and Toy Stories 2 and 3 are phenomenal movies, so I will give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Pixar has a way of making good sequels. They also have a way of making mediocre sequels. Cars 2, anyone? I'm just saying, I'm nervous, especially when it's a movie I love, like Finding Nemo. It also got me thinking about Andrew Stanton, who recently directed John Carter, coming back to direct. This will be good for him because John Carter got torn apart by people, which I kind of don't understand. I actually thought the movie was pretty good. I enjoyed kind of the heart in it and was along for the story. I think it was just a little complex for people and didn't pull people in because of that. I don't know what the case. Point being, I think Andrew Stanton's a great director, and hopefully with Finding Nemo 2, he can kind of pull it back around in that way. It'll be interesting to see. How about some stuff from yous? Comment this week on my review of Hansel and Gretel in 3D, about 3D itself. This is from Rockman LP, who says, I'd be interested to know what the best uses of 3D are. It's a great question because I mentioned Hansel and Gretel as some of the worst usage of 3D. I think it comes down to this. Use it either as a tool or as a gimmick. When you use 3D as a gimmick, I'm gonna hate it. When it's just stuff flying at the screen, that's just annoying to me. It doesn't need to happen. But if you use it as a tool where you can tell the story better because of the 3D, that's what I'm gonna love. Some examples of some movies that do that really well. Most recently, Life of Pi is a great movie that used 3D in a very visually entertaining, but also storytelling kind of way. And probably the best example is Hugo. Scorsese used the third dimension extremely well in that movie. And if you didn't get a chance to see Hugo in 3D, you missed out because he is a master storyteller. And to him, it was this new paintbrush to paint with. And he did it really, really well. I'm hoping in the future, more directors will understand that the third dimension is something that can be used like sound or like color or like any technical innovation, that it can be used in a way that can make your stories even better, not just in a way to surprise the audience or to kind of have a little bit of a gimmick. Take a look at the reviews coming up this week on YourMovieFriend.com. I'm going to take a look at Stand Up Guys, Good Day to Die Hard, Bullet to the Head, Sly Stallone's new movie, and then some television this week. I got a chance to catch up on the first few episodes of a brand new show on FX called The Americans that I want to talk a little bit about, as well as new TV Deception and 1600 Penn. Catch up on those as far as television goes. So all that should be coming your way this week or shortly thereafter. That is not my hand. It went from maniacal laugh to the racetrack.
It was
I understand.
Maniacal laugh and then the
no.
escape. It was the escape afterwards.
Yes. Perfect.